Good morning, and it's your girl Anastasia Daniel from HerTribe Global. How are you, and how is everybody doing today? So today's Tuesday, I will be talking about a woman in the Bible called Miriam. All right. How was your night? I hope you had an amazing Monday. All right. So today, our topic is called Miriam, the woman who watched, waited, and worshipped. I want us to reflect on the life of an extraordinary woman in the Bible whose story teaches us about courage, patience, leadership, and importance of using our gifts to glorify God. Her name is Miriam, the sister of Moses and Aaron. Many people know Moses um, as a great leader who led the Israelites out of Egypt. But before Moses ever became a leader, there was a little girl named Miriam who demonstrated incredible courage and wisdom. Remember when Pharaoh ordered that every Hebrew baby boy should be killed? Remember? What did Moses' mother do? She placed him in a basket and hid him among the reeds in the Nile River. Let's not forget that. Remember? Mhm. But guess who stayed behind to watch him or to watch over him? That was Miriam. Miriam, the sister of Moses. She did not panic. She didn't walk away. She just stayed. She watched. She waited. She trusted. Do you understand? While she was waiting, she saw when Pharaoh's daughter discovered the baby in the basket. Remember? God gave Miriam the wisdom and the confidence to step forward and offer to find a Hebrew woman who will care for Moses. Get what she did again. That woman she went to find was actually she went to bring Moses' mother, who is also her own mother, to take care of her brother. It takes wisdom to do that. Okay? Now, because of what she did, because of one young girl's willingness to stand faithful in her assignment, God preserved the life of the man who would later deliver an entire nation. My queens, never you underestimate the power of showing up faithfully where God has placed you. Remember, not every assignment is on the stage. Not every calling comes with an applause. Sometimes your greatest impact comes from quietly standing where God tells you to stand. Guess what happened years later? Years later, after God has delivered the Israelites through the Red Sea, Miriam appeared again. But not as a little girl, but she appeared as a prophetess and a worship leader. You understand? She was the lady that picked up a tambourine, and women would follow her and they would praise the name of the Lord for the victory, for God's victory, or the victory that God has given to them. She understood something that many of us need to understand, need to remember. And what is that? When God brings you through impossible situations, do not or don't forget to stop and worship God. But along the line, you know that Miriam also had to learn some lesson, because at some point Miriam allowed pride, and her name is Miriam, she allowed pride and criticism to enter her heart. And what happened? She spoke against Moses, and what did God do? God disciplined her with leprosy. But when she repented and God had mercy on her, she was restored. What does this remind us? That even strong women can make mistakes. Yes. Leadership does not make us perfect. No, it doesn't. You see people in leadership trying to be all perfect. Oh, God, no. You can make mistakes too. And just because you're gifted does not replace the place of humility. You still need to be humble. And the next one is influence. Influence should always be accompanied by a heart that honors God. Because none of whatever we have belongs to us. We did not do it by ourselves. So, my beautiful queens, God is not looking for a perfect woman or perfect women out there. He's looking for women who are willing to trust him, remain faithful in every season, celebrate his victory, and stay humble enough to grow. All right? Just like Miriam stayed, you may be watching over a dream that has not yet happened. You may be waiting for God's timing. You may be protecting something precious that others can't even see yet. Do not be discouraged. Your faithfulness today may be preparing someone else's breakthrough tomorrow. You never know. So what do I will tell you to do? What will I say to you? Continue serving, continue praying, continue believing, continue worshiping. Just know that God sees every act of obedience. Even the ones that people do not notice, God sees it, okay? When you have time today, read Exodus chapter 2, verse 4 today. Also, read James chapter 4, verse 10 when you have time today, all right? I want you to ask yourself this question today. Take our time today to reflect and ask yourself, am I faithfully standing where God has placed me? Or, or especially when no one is watching me, am I faithfully standing where God has placed me, even when nobody's watching me? Number two, ask yourself this question. Is there any area of my life where I need to replace my pride with humility? It's okay to ask yourself that question. Before we go, I have just one affirmation for you. I want you to say to yourself, I will remain faithful to every assignment that God has given to me. I will remain faithful to every assignment that God has given to me. Before you go, I want to say this to you. Just like Miriam, your faithfulness in the small moments can become part of God's extraordinary plan. Stay where God has placed you. Trust his timing. Never stop worshiping him because he's the one who holds your future. All right? And I remain your girl, Anastasia Daniel from HerTribe Global. Have an amazing Tuesday. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.